Copper Bullion. What is it? Where do you buy it? And does it even make a good investment? Well, today we're going to be looking to answer all those questions and more as we take a look at copper and copper bullion. So, with that being the case, and without any further delay, you know the score. Let's get on with the show. Yes, hello everybody. As you can see, I brought out a few different pieces of copper to look at today because we're going to be taking a look at copper and copper bullion and just working out whether or not it makes a good investment, and if not, what's it all about? What is the appeal of copper and copper bullion? Well, before I go any further, I would just like to say a massive thank you to the guys down at Cardiff Gold who have loaned me a few of these Germanium Mint copper bars to assist me in making this video. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Cardiff Gold. There will be a link to their website in the description of this video, and we'll start off at looking at these bars that Cardiff Gold have sent across to me because, as I say, these are cast copper bullion bars. As you can see, this one right here is from the Germanium Mint. It's 4/9 fine copper weighing 1,000 grams, aka 1 kilogram. Now, these are currently on sale at Cardiff Gold for £49.98, which, if you break that down, that makes that £1.55 per troy ounce. But that's not the only one they sell. They've got a few others in the store. If I just take these at the back here, you've also got the 10-ounce copper bar right here, which retails at £23.99. These prices do include VAT, so you've got the 10 ounce at £23.99 and the 5 ounce at £17.99. That would make those worth £2.39 and £3.60 per troy ounce, respectively. I'll just pop them back on the backdrop right there. So if we look at that, what we can see is it does actually make copper quite a poor investment metal because the spot value of copper is much lower than the retail value of copper. I mean, far lower than you would ever expect with silver or gold or anything like that. 1 kilogram of grade 1 copper currently has a spot value of £6.10 per kilogram. So that you would need this much copper to recoup £6.10 at the scrap merchant. And as you can see, with these costing £49.98, there's a very big difference there. You're never going to receive a return of your money based on the scrap value of copper. Now, copper is scrapped in a few different grades. As I say, this would be considered as grade 1 copper, which is pure copper with a percentage of 98 or higher. It has to be clean. It can't have any dirt or paint or foam or anything like that on there. So this right here is grade A copper, and it would have to be in this condition to be considered as grade A copper. Grade 2 copper is this kind of stuff right here. As you can see, I've pulled out just a little bit of copper pipe just to enable me to go through this. But this is pure, near enough pure copper, but as you can see, it's patinaed. It's no longer shiny. It does have a bit of a dirty film to it. So that would be considered as grade 2 copper. You can get lower grade of copper. Copper tanks, when they've got the foam insulation on the outside, they would be considered as a lower grade, but copper tanks without foam insulation would be, I believe, grade 2 copper. Grade 2 copper like this right here is paid out at £5.70 per kilogram. So you would need, again, this much of this kind of copper just to get back £5.70 from the scrap merchants. So as I say, you know, we can pretty much straight away say that copper is not a good investment when you look at it in terms of the scrap value, at least. Now, obviously the copper may hold its value, it may even go up very slightly, because as I say, this right here is quite a desirable piece. A lot of people do like copper bullion, me included, and we'll get to the reasons for that in a little bit later. But as I say, there is some desirability for copper. So that does mean that you could resell your copper a few years down the line and it may be worth a little more in the future than you pay for it now. I can't see it going up massively. You're probably just looking at in line with inflation. Something that you pay £50 for today, you may be able to sell for £55 in a couple of years. As I say, just in line with inflation. But other than that, you know, you shouldn't really be looking to buy copper in the hope of it increasing in value and making a profit on it in the future. So if that's the case, what are the benefits of buying copper bullion? Well, I've alluded to it a little little bit already, and that is just how beautiful of a metal copper is. Now, as I say, I've got some various different pieces in front of me today, one of which is this triangle copper Libertad right here. You can see you've got the colorized Mexican flag in the background. That is a beautiful and different coin, with it being in a triangular shape. I also have a few other absolutely stunning copper coins right here, just like this dragon right here. Once again, this is pure copper bullion, and it is a beautiful coin, and one that I'm really happy to have in the collection. I love this coin, and not only that one, but if I can pop that back, this one right here as well, the colorized Libertad copper coin as well. You know, once again, absolutely stunning. It is a thing of beauty, and I just love the way that the copper shines on this coin. When it has a shiny luster like that, and it hasn't got its patina to it yet, it is a truly beautiful metal. The bullion, right, this right here, the larger bars, once again, you know, the Geiger Edelmetal square copper 1 kilogram bar right here. This as well is available right now at Cardiff Gold. They have this one for £45 including VAT, which I think is a great price. This right here is actually my favourite 1 kilogram copper bar. I love the germanium mints. They are a close second for me, but this is definitely my favourite piece of copper that I own, by quite a long way actually. Let me just pop that back. So, as I say, one of the main things that gets people into copper is just how beautiful of a metal it is. Now, it is affordable. As I say, for the 1 kilogram, you're looking at about between £45 and £50, depending on which one you go for, whether or not that be the Geiger or the germanium mint. And for a copper round, you're looking to pay somewhere in the region of £4 to £7. So they're not massively expensive, although it is massively higher than the scrap value. They are still affordable, and it's not massively expensive. And I'll just pick out another coin right here. Now, there are many beautiful coins. Just look at the absolutely stunning detail and colour on this coin. Now, this is a pirate round that I was very generously sent by my good friend CoinNoo. He knows that I'm into a bit of copper. I do like copper coins, etc. And he sent me this one across because he knew I'd absolutely love it. And I do. I enjoy coins with a nautical theme. I've got a few nautical themed coins in the stack, and this one, it really truly is a beautiful coin. As well as that, there's these two right here, which are the Bitcoin and the alien coin as well. Once again, you know, just look at the detail on them. They're really interesting, really beautiful coins. I've got the silver version of the Bitcoin coin to go with that as well. And so, as I say, you know, for the sake of £4 to £7 on the 1 ounce copper round, they are a lot of fun. Now, I will say, when it comes to the copper rounds, now this one's great because this one says it on it. I know it does. You will find that copper is very often done in avoirdupois ounces, which is basically just a standard ounce. Precious metals are done in troy ounces, which is 31.1003 grams, and avoirdupois ounces, i.e. standard ounces, are 28.28 grams. And because copper isn't a fine metal, it's not a precious metal, sorry, you will find that copper is normally done in a 1 avoirdupois ounce, so you'll get 28.28 grams per copper round. Okay, so as I say, the main appeal to copper is basically just how beautiful it looks as a metal. There truly are some absolutely stunning copper pieces available for you to buy. I've shown you a few today, and I'm sure you agree. Some of the coins I've shown you today, such as the dragon and the pirate coin, they really are truly beautiful. But there's other ways you can purchase copper coins as well. Now, these right here are quite famous. Most people in the community will know what this is. They'll recognise it instantly as the 1797 cartwheel 2p piece. This is the 2p piece. There is also a 1p piece version, which is this one right here. As you can see, the 1p version is quite a bit smaller. It is quite considerably smaller than 2p. That's because the 1p was minted in 1 ounce and the 2p was minted in 2 ounce. I'm really sorry about that, guys. Halfway through recording the video, I've had to run off to a job site as I received a phone call from a delivery driver letting me know that he was delivering some materials to a site and I had to be there to accept the delivery. So yes, I had to run straight off, but I'm back now. And if I remember correctly, what I was saying is that the cartwheel 2p contain 2 avoirdupois ounces of pure copper, whereas the 1p right here contains 1/4 per ounce of pure copper. So there's as much pure copper in this coin right here as there is in this coin right here, as they are both 1/4 per ounce of copper. As you can see, this one is a bit older. It's been around since 1797 and has definitely gotten a patina to it, which I think's really, I like the old coins with the patina they get, especially the cartwheel pennies, as I'm sure many of you will be aware. They are one of my favourite old coins. But right there, you have the cartwheel 2p and 1p, which are great ways to collect a bit of copper. They're definitely not the cheapest way. A good quality cartwheel penny will cost you somewhere around £40 to £50 in really good quality, whereas the 2p piece, they start from about £40 to £50. So definitely not the cheapest way to collect copper, but they are absolutely beautiful coins. And it's not just the cartwheel pennies either. Any old copper coin that is dated earlier than 1860, so that's anything up to 1859, is composed of pure copper. But in 1860, they did reduce the amount of copper in the coin from 100% down to 95%. The reason they did that is copper is a very soft metal, and it wasn't really hard enough to make a good coin. If you drop a cartwheel penny onto an edge, it will definitely dent the coin. So what they did is they stopped producing pure copper pennies, and from 1860 to 1970 they used 95% copper. So if you can find any of these old half pennies or pennies or farthings, it doesn't matter which, that are dated prior to 1860, then they will be pure copper. Any that are dated up until decimalisation in 1971 are 95% copper. And the good thing about these is they are no longer legal tender, and therefore you can scrap them in should you wish to do so. Now that's obviously something I would never want to do myself. I love old coins, and I think the history of them is absolutely brilliant. I really wouldn't want to go down and scrap them, but if you were so inclined, you can do that with any old coins dated up to 1970. Between 1971 and 1992, the bronze that was used to create the coins was made using a 97% copper alloy. So there's actually more copper in the new pennies dated between 71 and 92 than there were in the pre-decimal pennies. The problem with that is, due to the Coinage Act 1971, it is actually illegal to melt down any new coinage, which includes the 1p, the 2p, the 5p, the 10p, 20p, the 50p, £1 or £2. You cannot melt down any of them. It is illegal to do so. But as I say, any pre-decimal pennies that look like this one right here, I can guarantee that's 1967 because it's so shiny. It is, look, it's 1967. I think it was the last year the penny was issued. But any like that or any like this can definitely be scrapped for their copper value. It would be considered as grade 2 scrap. I do believe grade 2 scrap has to have a copper content of 94% or higher, and with these having 95% copper in them, I'm pretty sure you could get them melted down as grade 2 copper. Obviously, the other way you can look to stack copper is by this stuff right here, which is copper piping, or you could use copper wiring as well. I've got a nice pile of this copper piping out in my back garden. I've been accumulating it for quite some time, and I intend to use it for a super secret project I'm working on with somebody in the community. So hopefully you'll be able to see something soon with the copper that I've been able to accrue in copper piping, just like this one right here. But as I say, they're the main ways you can come across copper, either in piping, wiring. Sometimes you'll have old copper tanks. You've got the old copper pre-decimal coinage like that right there. You've got the 1 ounce rounds and also the larger bars, which, as I say, are currently available via Cardiff Gold in 5 ounce, 10 ounce and 1 kilogram versions. And there are a few different choices, as I've said, at Cardiff Gold. They've got the 1 kilogram guided squares as well as the 1 kilogram germanium bars, both of which are absolutely beautiful pieces, and I highly recommend buying them just for the aesthetics of them, because as I said earlier in the video, if there's one thing about copper, it is a truly beautiful metal. It really is. And as I say, I think, as a collector, there's a lot of benefits of having a bit of copper in your life. But as I said at the beginning of the video, it's not something that I would look at as an investment. The gap between the scrap value and the retail value of copper is just so large. You're never going to see a return on your investment if you did look to scrap it in. As I said earlier, you may see a return on your investment if you held on to it for a couple of years and then resold it on the secondary market. That would obviously depend on the condition of the piece. A 1 ounce copper round that's been kept out of a capsule and is scratched and dinged about isn't going to be valued anything more than scrap, really. So you're not going to look to get retail value back on that. But if you keep your pieces in good condition, then you should pretty much at least make your money back if you were to look to resell the item at a later date. Okay, so that's everything I can think of about copper. If you do have any more questions whatsoever, please do me a massive favour and pop them into the comment section of this video. As always, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you do have. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do me a massive favour and hit that subscribe button, as it really would make my day. But in the usual fashion, I've probably rabbled on for long enough now, so I'm going to leave you all in the usual fashion by saying, as per usual, until next time, look after each other, keep stacking, take care, and goodbye.